channel. This is a very important episode to me, at least, and I hope it is to you, because I feel like during this time of COVID, and especially during this time of social unrest that's going on in the country, it's very important that we pick up on some of our Black history facts. And what better way to do that than by introducing to you 12 very important Black history movies that we all need to watch. So let's get into it. Alright, so I know that everyone out there has a lot of important movies that they've watched and probably have a lot of other films to contribute to this video. Please leave that in the comments below. While you're at it, make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you very much. But I'm just letting you guys know that I got this from a specific website that said that these were the important Black history films that we need to watch. Emphasis on Black history. Trust me, there are a lot of other films out there that I know that are very important to the Black community, and I'm very interested in hearing other ones that you have to know, that you have to say as well. But I'm just going to do the ones that I found on the site that I thought were as important as well. And I haven't even watched all of them on this list either, so I'm not going to act like I did. But I thought it was pretty interesting. So let's start with the first one. Number 1, Driving Miss Daisy. And the film is starring Morgan Freeman. If you don't know him, I don't know what rock you're living under, but you need to come from under it because he's lit. And it features a 72-year-old white woman who hires a Black driver to drive her around, hence Driving Miss Daisy. And she ends up learning about the prejudices of the Black community during that time, of that era in the mid-20th century, through getting closer to Morgan Freeman's character. And it's just, I haven't seen this one, so I can't really speak too much on it, but they actually did this show at my undergrad school in Frostburg, and they did a scene from it, and I thought it was really cool, so I put it on my list, my mental list to watch, and I never got back to it, but I hear it's a really good film. On to the next one. Number 2 is Gone with the Wind. This film highlights the Civil War and the Reconstructive period in Southern America. And it also features Hattie McDaniel, who was the first Black actor to win an Oscar. And y'all, there's actually a whole tea behind Hattie McDaniel winning that Oscar. She actually was not allowed to sit in the main auditorium when she did that. When she was invited to the Oscar, she had to sit in the overflow room. And she was given a specific speech that she was supposed to say. And y'all, she went up there and was like, I ain't saying this, and said her own thing, and it was very, of course, controversial, but to the Black community, and watching that as a Black actress, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, so Gone with the Wind is a good one. Hattie McDaniel plays a maid to, I don't know the character, the main family, the name of that family. Obviously, I have not seen this film, but Hattie McDaniel plays their maid, and her character was just very moving because she was, unfortunately, the stereotypical, so I've heard, I can't say from experience of watching it, but she was just a stereotypical sassy maid, go on girl, get out of here, and white people thought that was funny and ate that up. They still eat that up. And so she won an Oscar for that, which was cool, I guess. On to the next film is The Butler, which I have seen this one. And it's starring Forest Whitaker. It's really good, and it's about a Black man who served as a butler in the White House, and he witnessed many ups and downs of the politics of that's going on in the White House. He was very up and personal with, not personal, but you hear a lot that's going on when I'm sure when you work in someone's house. So he was just all up in their tea, on top of going through what he was going through in his own life. So it's a really good film. It's based off of a real butler who really went through that. So it was really good. I recommend. The next film is Ray, starring Jamie Foxx, and who also won an Oscar for his performance in this movie. I saw this one. It was really good. It kind of creeped me out when I was a kid. Just the part when he started to go blind. It really, that shouldn't be a spoiler alert. Y'all know Ray Charles was blind. But anyway, that part kind of creeped me out a little bit as a kid. But growing up, I was like, okay, all right. And then the flashbacks he would have of his little brother that died, it was kind of weird. But nonetheless, it was good, and it was about the trials and tribulations of Ray Charles, not only trying to be a musician during that time, but just being all of these. Obviously, the theme is the trials and tribulations of Black people in different eras of life. So that's just the theme of all these movies, pretty much. But yeah, so not only was he just a Black man, but he was Black and blind, and people tried to cheat him out of his money. You know, back then in that time, they were paying with cash, and they tried to like pay him less because he couldn't see. So it was just kind of crazy how people really were trying to like get over on him, on top of the fact that he was a musician. And you know, white people love our music and they love what we can offer, but they don't love us. So it's a good movie to watch. Definitely recommend. This next one, I have not seen it, but it makes me sad to just talk about it right now, is the autobiography of Jane Pittman, starring the Cicely Tyson, who we just recently lost this past week. And it just breaks my heart to just know that she's no longer here anymore, but she was a force to be reckoned with. The film shows a woman who was born in slavery in the South and how she handles the hardships of that time. Nothing new there. But I hear that Cicely Tyson did an amazing job, as she always does, in everything that I've ever seen her in. I'm not surprised by that. I'm sure my followers, I'm sure you guys aren't. But it's just one that's very good for Black History Month to watch. Next up, which I have seen, definitely recommend, is The Color Purple, starring Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah, just to name a few. It's really good, and it's about a woman who suffered through her life and simultaneously sheds the hardships of being a woman during those times as well, and talks about her leaving her sister and being very young, married to an older guy. And yeah, definitely shows how Black people were still trying to make fun of whatever, like we always do. We always try to find the bright side of whatever we're going through. It's just a good film. It's really good. And I hear that the Broadway version is great as well. Haven't seen it, but I hear it's amazing. So check that out. Up next is Malcolm X, starring Denzel Washington. Y'all know, if Denzel's in it, you're running to go see it. I know you know. I have not seen it, so I can't really be vouch too much, but I know it's good because Denzel Washington is the bomb. He's amazing. So it sheds a light on Muslim African Americans, and they passionately fought for civil rights. So I hear it's bomb. I hear it's just, you gotta see it. I haven't seen it. But it's really good. And especially for it to shed light on Muslims, because I just feel like Muslims I feel like any other religion gets bad rep because it's not Christianity. And as a Christian myself, we just need to be able to accept other religions the way that other religions accept ours. So I really do feel like this is an important film just to get to know the history more, I feel, as of the Nation of Islam. I think it would be very important to watch that. I'm just saying. Up next is Ollie, starring Will Smith, who is one of my favorite male actors. If you guys did not know, he's one of my favorite actors. I don't see a lot of the stuff he's in. Haven't seen this one either. Is my black card revoked? Y'all can tell me. Is my black card getting revoked because it's just not looking good for me over here. It's just not. Anyway, so it talks about, not only does the film follow his athletic life, but also the struggles of his youth, and shows the influence that Malcolm X had on him becoming a part of the Nation of Islam. So that all just kind of goes back into, I feel like these two films are very important because they just it just gives a better light, I feel, of Muslims and of the Nation of Islam, in my opinion. Haven't seen them, but I just have a feeling that is something that's a vibe that I'm getting from those films. And I love Will Smith, so he's bomb. Up next is one of my faves. Like, I really do love this movie. It's The Help, starring Octavia Spencer, Viola Davis, Emma Stone. Like, great movie, great film. I love love this film. Like, I really love this film. And it sheds light on Emma Stone's character, who is writing a book, and she wants to write about the injustices of the black maids, things that are going on in women's homes, how maids are treated horribly. But the book is from the maid's perspective. So Emma Stone goes to Viola Davis and she's like, I want you to write my book. I want to write a book, and I won't put your name on it, but I need stories from you and all the maids, all your maid friends. And Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer are like, you trying to get me killed? Because back then that's what you get killed for. And she's like, no, we'll just do it's very in secret. And it just exposes all them white women and their husbands for doing all the shady stuff they were doing. And it's like great because you know that your maid is the one that's saying it, but how can you prove it? Because my name's not on the book. So it's a really good film. It's one of my favorite Viola Davis movies. And I don't know if it's one of my favorite Octavia Spencer movies, but it's good. It's good. Obviously, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about all the ones on this list that I've seen. So, up next is Glory, and it's starring Morgan Freeman and Denzel Washington. If that's not a powerhouse duo, I don't know what is. And it's a tribute to the unsung heroes of the Civil War, and it's based on the memoirs of Colonel Robert Shaw. So, I didn't really see too much else about this film, but I assume that it's on the list for a reason, and that it's a good one. So, I definitely would just put that on your list as well. And lastly is To Kill a Mockingbird. Also excited about this one because I was in the show in undergrad, and we were doing the show around the time that the author, I don't know why her name is leaving my brain right now, but it was during the time that the author died. So it was a very important message that we had to share by doing that show for her. So the story is very different as it is told from a child's perspective. The child's name is Scout Finch, and her father Atticus is defending a black man he's a white lawyer defending a black man who was wrongfully accused of violating, this is what the internet said, violating young white trash. That's what it says. That he was accused of violating white trash. But I wrote a young white woman. So it just sheds light on not only that trial, but how it affected Atticus and his kids, because they were, back then, for a white man to be defending a black man was like, oh, so I can't say the word I won't say the word here, but you love black people. That's how you are? Okay. So I recommend, it's a good one. I actually had to read the book. Most of the people that I know had to read this book freshman year of high school. I still had the book that's like this thick. It's a thick little book, but it's good. And it's very thought-provoking. It's very, thought-provoking, makes you have conversation. What's the word for that? It's good. I like it. So those are the films that I found on one site. I know a lot of you guys might know other films, and please comment them below. Let me know and share. But I think I gave you guys and myself a really good list to watch throughout this month, just to make you get more in tune with Black history, because it's important. And this country was built on the backs of black people, so I think we should watch. Okay? Okay. If you guys like this video, you know what to do. Like it, subscribe, and hit the bell so you guys always know when I'm posting my newest and latest videos. Make sure that you guys are still finding time to smell the roses. I know we're still in this panoramium and we thought it would be over, but it's not. Luckily, I gave you a long movie list to watch, so we'll get through it. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.